Hello, everybody. Welcome to Combat Corner Tiered. My name's Kobe.
My name's Jackson.
And today we're going to be putting into a tier list all of the fights from UFC 300. We've just done a breakdown of UFC 300. You'll be able to see it on our most recent podcast that just came out. Link in the description. But without further ado, let's get into this tier list video. So, oh my god, we're flipped. I don't know how that happened, but there we go. We're flipped now. We'll have to fucking figure that out later.
We are the people's main event because you people are here to listen to us, and that's where we belong. So that's where we're cheering ourselves.
Moving into the first fight on the early prelims, we have Figueiredo versus Garbrandt. Now, bit of a debate as to why this is on so early on the card. You can check that out on our main video. But I'm super excited for this fight. And I want to just chuck it right out there. I think this is a fucking banger.
Yeah.
I also kind of can't wait, though.
I can't wait for this fight either. I think the fact that this is opening the biggest event of the decade in terms of UFC events is
pretty
why
nuts.
I put it. As soon as that fight kicks off, that's when the madness begins.
Damn right, Jackson.
So I can't wait for that.
I can't wait either. Okay, I'm keen.
So it belongs in can't wait.
Belongs in can't wait. Next up, we have Bobbeth versus Jimmy. Jimmy Jammy. We've been calling him Bobbeth for a while for some reason. And I can't wait for this fight. This is how good this fucking guy is. What did you just say?
Nothing. I said they're all going to end up in the same category.
Well, not the women's fights, though. They'll be in piss break. I mean, for me, it's a banger. For me, it is a banger.
Yeah.
For you, I'm guessing you're going to want to put it in can't wait.
No, I think this is going to be a banger as well.
Okay.
I look, there's some parts of me that can't wait, but they're not appropriate parts to talk about on this show.
Or show.
But here's the thing. Yeah, this fight isn't really.
There's not that much hanging on this fight.
No, there's nothing hanging on this fight. Is it going to be a good fight? Oh my god, yeah, it is. It's going to be a great fight. Can I not wait? Look, this could have headlined a fight night, and I could have waited for that. So, no, I think this is going to be a banger of a fight, but like you say, there's not much hanging on it. Moving along to the first piss break of the episode. Andrade versus Rodriguez. That is tiered. We've done it. Moving on again. Jalen Turner versus Renato
This is a good one. All right, just to be honest, though, Jessica Andrade, we just
talked about this.
We just talked about it. It's a piss break. And that's, if you want to come at me for saying that this is a piss break or Jackson, we're right here and we're ready.
And we're inverted.
We're both inverted right now. So we've been docking all day. Moving on, Jalen Turner versus Renato. Well,
we have not been docking.
We've never docked together.
We got that out of the way yesterday.
Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano. They won't be docking, that's for sure. They'll be fighting. And I think, well, I'm not going to tell you my prediction, but I think that this fight is going to be sick.
Yeah.
But I kind of just want to put it as a solid fight.
Yeah. I can't see this being a banger.
No, I think it's going to be one-sided either way.
Moicano can only crotch sniff his way to victory. If Jalen Turner just absolutely annihilates his face, sure, it could turn into a bit of a banger because Moicano was tough. He showed that against RDA. But is he tough enough to deal with the weapons that Jalen Turner has?
Yeah. I think it's going to be one-sided either way. We'll either see the striking of Jalen take over, and we might see an early finish, or we might see Moicano really control this fight, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm pretty confident with that pick. Next up, we move on to the prelims.
The preliminary card.
We've got Sadiq Youssef versus Diego Lopez. Let's just chuck that one in there. Now, this is a solid fight. I think this is a solid fight. I'm pretty excited for it, but I'm also prepared to be disappointed by this fight in a way. I really want to see Diego Lopez lose. I think there's a chance he doesn't. It's a bit of a toss-up fight. I think it's a banger. What do you think, Jason?
Really? Yeah.
It's tough. It's on the verge of banger and solid fight.
It is. I think Diogo Lopez belongs in the banger category because he's hungry.
And Yusuf is a very exciting fighter, very powerful. It's just whether we see them both kind of stall each other out somehow, or we see it's a tough one. You know, there's a lot of very hard to predict fights.
I think that's what makes this into a banger is the fact that we might see Yusuf's takedown defense really take away the threat of Lopez's submissions, and then just force them both to just bang it out on the feet.
And I want to see how advanced Diego Lopez's striking is against a guy like Yusuf, who can knock him out, who can counter strike with him. So yeah, moving on to the next piss break. No, I'm just kidding. Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. Look, there's a little bit of intrigue on this one because it's Kayla Harrison coming over from the PFL. She's obviously never fought at the highest level like she is about to do, but is Holly Holm still the highest level?
I'd love to say this is a solid fight, but it's not.
It isn't, is it? It's a piss break. Not much more can be said. I think we all know, we're all pretty confident about what's going to happen here. Holly Holm's 42 years old. Why is Kayla fighting her? Just because they fucking...
Retirement villages are expensive.
Yeah, I suppose, mate. I suppose. I agree, piss break. But I want to put it above Andrade versus Rodriguez just because I care about it slightly more. Calvin Kattar is fighting against the newly specced out featherweight version of Aljamain Sterling. So he's moving up finally. Big bantamweight he was. Now he's about the right size for featherweight. Pretty excited about this one. This is going to answer a lot of questions. We might see an Aljamain Sterling title run. I really don't think we're going to see a Kattar title run. So, if Sterling can get it done, then that opens up a lot of doors for him. But can he get it done? Kattar's much bigger than their opponents that Sterling's been facing. Good takedown defense, very powerful on the feet, great boxing. Sterling's been shown to get knocked out a couple of times.
I think this belongs at the top of the banger category. I think there are some fights that are yet to be spoken about as of yet that will really fill out the two top tiers in this tier list, but that fight in of itself, Aljo has been a bit of a boring fighter in the past. Calvin is suspect to injury in his latest performance, which could, put some question marks over this one. So I'm going to predict this as a banger, but I'm not going to go as far as saying I can't wait.
I'll agree with you. I mean, in all honesty, I can't wait for all these fights, but we have to be realistic, don't we?
There's two of them I can probably
there's two that I could just...
I'm not going to, specify what ones.
No, neither. It's not very obvious by this either. So
what I think we should do instead is move on to the main event of the prelims, which is Yuri versus Rakic.
See, I can't wait for this one, just purely because I love Yuri Prochazka so much. He's so unorthodox, crazy. A knockout can come out of anywhere, but his counterpart is relatively boring. And if we see Rakic kind of implement his game plan, which I think is going to be take him down and hold him there, it might not be that fun.
Anytime Yuri steps into the octagon, he brings that samurai mentality with him, which is, again, why I agree with you. I can't wait for this fight, no matter who he's standing across the cage from.
I'm going to put it just before the Figgy one, though, just because I kind of can't wait for the Figgy one, which is crazy because that's the opener. But you see why they've done that? Yeah.
I do.
I think we can both agree on that one.
That's great.
So now we jump to the main card. Exciting stuff here, guys. Bo Nickel is fighting Cody Brundage.
Look, this is going to be controversial somewhat, but I'm going to need to do it at some point. I am going to need to drain the tank once more. This is another piss break fight.
For me, it's a solid fight, but I agree with you for piss break just because it shouldn't be on the main event. If I need a piss in the main event, it's going to be this fight. You know what I mean? I want to see what happens, but I know that that Nickel has just been set up for a fucking 3-pointer. That probably doesn't make much sense.
He's been passed the ball for an easy layup.
There we go.
If you're going to make a basketball reference,
there we go. All right, he's been set up for a sweaty goal. That's what we might say.
Right.
Moving on.
That's quick.
Do you have anything more to say about that?
No, but we did just before, and I will remind you once again to check out
right about here. If you go here, here's the link. the podcast that I probably forgot to add. Moving up the card, we've got Charlie Olives versus Arman Sarukian. This is pretty good. I'm very. This is people's main event for me. This is.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but this is people's main event for me, and I might put multiple of these into the people's main event. But this.
I'm gonna be doing that.
Good. This is people's main event. I'm so excited to see what happens. Like we argued before, you really think that Charles is still? Well, I won't give it away. There's a lot up in the air here. There's a lot up in the air. Who's gonna win?
There is a lot.
Who's gonna win?
And I think what we need to pray for is that what's up in the air isn't the Bronx's chin.
Fingers crossed.
Because I
think we all want Charlie to win.
There's a lot. Like the outcome of this fight really decides a lot in the lightweight division, which has been. Sure, the champion has stayed the same for some time now, but it has been turned on its head as
but this is going to solidify who's the next title challenger. These guys definitely their next fight is whoever wins is going to be for the belt. We can pretty much be certain of that. So this is a lot of stakes riding on this one. I mean, this is there's no way that these guys fight anyone else before fighting for the title after they win.
That depends on the outcome of this next fight and what, in fact, happens.
But you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but I can see a way where Justin Gaethje or Max Holloway, depending on which one of them get it done, depending on the fashion in which they get it done,
could happen.
Leapfrog Charles Oliveira to the title shot, because let's be honest, he's going to win. But
moving on,
Gaethje versus Holloway.
No. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, it is your bad. This is more of a people's main event for me than the Bronx versus Sarukian.
I have to agree.
The BMF title goes on the line for a third time in history.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gangbred versus Nate Diaz being the first time this title was put on the line. Then more recently with Gaethje versus Poirier, I think we might see some more showings of this belt in the years to come. And I'm excited for it because it does make for exciting fights. It puts something on the line that some of these guys don't see as often because they do take risky fights and they do have a risky fighting style. This is going to be an absolute barnstormer.
It is going to storm the barns. I agree with you. This is probably the one that I'm kind of most excited for. Maybe it's going to be a banger. Moving on, we've got Zhang versus Yan, co-main event. I'm much more excited for this women's MMA fight than I am the previous two on this card. Kind of pissed off that it's so high up. I mean, but look, Weili Zhang is the best women's MMA fighter there is. There's no one better than her at the moment. She is. Fight. Yeah, I know, but I don't care. So is the BMF one. It's a title fight. They're planning on doing a card in China, so could have been on that.
Don't they? They're supposed to.
That. I know.
They were supposed to last year, but then China pulled out of it.
China pulled out.
Yeah. Anyway. I'm going to say this is a solid fight. I'm not going to put it above Moicano and Turner.
I want to put it above.
I'm going to put it above Moicano and Turner.
Paper, scissors, rock.
No, let's just do it. Okay.
Moving on, we have the main event, guys. This is definitely a piss break. There's no way I'm watching this. Even if I don't need a piss, I'm turning it off. No, only kidding. This is obviously. Would you
put it right up there, mate? The light heavyweight division deserves answers.
It does.
It deserves some clarity.
Jamahal Hill obviously relinquishing his belt, fucking up his Achilles tendon in a basketball game with some friends. He's back from injury now. He's fighting Alex Pereira, who just won the belt from Yuri Prochazka, who also had to vacate the belt.
And the other thing, Jamal Hill has stayed active in his time off. He's put some real beatings down on some people
close to him.
He's
gained a lot of weight.
Yeah, and is yet to
very active on Twitter.
Very active on Twitter. So look,
he's definitely lost the weight by now. There's a week to go. No, there's a day or two to go. So there we go, guys. This is our
slip, wasn't it?
That was a bit of a Freudian slip, wasn't it?
Yes, from you.
from me.
I've been very good
You
today.
have been very good. Anyway, guys, this has been Combat Corner. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember to check out our full-length podcast because we do break it all down. And Jackson was very impressive on this podcast.
I'll ask you 3 things if you could just like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe even check out some of our social media platforms. And
Combat Corner 205.
And we'll be seeing you on Tuesday for our full breakdown of this card.
Thank you, guys.
Goodbye.